My name's Evelyn. I live in Edinburgh, Evelyn Jameson. I've lived in Edinburgh all my life. I've got 3 beautiful girls and 2 grandchildren. I've been involved with property for about 12 years, and now because I've built up quite a successful business, I'm now being able to pursue my dreams. So I'm now doing a lot of vlogging. I'm loving to hear a story and share a story. So I started the social media because I wanted to pursue my dreams, and that was a good platform for me to start. I just thought, I'm going to just start talking and almost use the phone as my TV channel. But I never ever thought that it would be in conjunction with my business. I never thought for 1 minute that I was going to be promoting my business by doing my social media for my passion. But it turned out that some of the things that I have been talking about on my vlogs has actually encouraged corporate stays, for example, to come to some of my flats, because some of my vlogs are actually in my flats, but that's really accidental. That wasn't meant in any way. So I've had quite a lot of business actually through doing social media. So yeah, I would totally encourage people that have got a business to get on and do social media. So I was working with people that were in property developers as well, who were developing houses from a 2-bedroom to a 4-bedroom. And in that day, I had came up with an idea that if they were looking for these properties, I could find them for them, because they didn't always have the time to actually find properties. So I used to go around Edinburgh with my little boiler suit on, and I used to go up all these attics and check the sizes of where the attic space is. And then I would find a property, so I would get a finder's fee for that. And it just started there. My kids were young, so that was basically what I was doing to make money. When the recession came in, then it was becoming very apparent that the houses were not selling at that time. So I was just wasting my time going out, working on Saturdays, Sundays, showing houses, and they weren't working. So what I did was I had 1 property left that I thought, because everybody was then going, I'm just going to put it on the rental market. I think, well, that's me. I just used to be so frustrated with it. One day I thought, I've got to keep this house. They're not getting this. This is the last one. They're not getting this one. No, definitely not. So I spoke to the guy and said, look, let's holiday let this. I'll make a website and we'll holiday let it. So we kitted it all out, and he said, right, okay, well, let's try it. He spent all the money, bought all the furniture, kitted it out, and that was like my baby. And then from there on, that was it. Holiday letting took off, and that's 9 years ago. Been in property for 12 years, but 9 years of holiday letting, and it has been a really good, been quite a lucrative market. In the property business, you have to have a tough skin. You have to be quite a strong person, be really assertive. It's a very cutthroat business, and it's a very rare occasion when you meet people like Marcus and Hamish, who are really trustworthy and really genuinely nice people.
The jacuzzi and the steam bath are working again. I've replaced all the stuff in them.
Good. It's great, because you feel like you're in 2 different houses, don't you? It ties in with your colours, and it's nice the way you've done it. It's really traditional. Yeah. These are period colours.
They are, absolutely, yeah.
Is it Farrell and Ball? Paint?
Yeah. No, I mean, it took a lot of time over the colours and matching everything up.
I mean, during the festival, we have artists coming over here, and they take the property, they take it for the whole month on occasions, and then we've got other guests who are wanting to come over just to come and see the festival, just to have a nice time. So basically, I've lived here all my life, but you know what it's like when you're grown up. You never really think about and appreciate what it's like in Edinburgh, but because I've been doing holiday lets over the last 12 years, and I'm getting tourists coming over all the time, then I'm actually bringing people up to like the castle, or taking them to places that I've recommended, and meeting them at the station, and of course seeing their faces just going, wow, this is great. And then just this whole place is a tourist. You can see now this is only February, and you can see, you know, it's a tourist attraction, but you ought to see it in June, July and August. It's a completely different picture. People that have actually came to Edinburgh before can't wait to come back. You know, I've got guests, returning guests that come here every 2 years. There's 5 hills here just where I'm sitting here. So you've got the Blackford Hills, you've got the Pentland Hills, you've got the Braid Hills and the Arthur Seat. Arthur Seat just over there is the biggest one here in Edinburgh, and that's where people tend to be going as a tourist attraction. That's where they would probably go before they'd come to the Braid Hills, for example. And then also you've got Hill End as well. You've got Hill End for the skiing. It's a bit artificial, but it's so I just like to do crazy things when I come up the hills. I don't know what it is. I'm not sure. I feel a bit young again when I'm let loose. I can get outside. I feel like I want to do all the silly things that I did when I was young. So yeah, so it really has got all that, all these years of growing up and running and hiding and doing silly things like bumming it down the hills and doing your exercise, because, you know, going back in the day we didn't have the money to go to the gyms and things. We used to do it all on hills. When I started off the Totallyevelyn, you know, I was I've sort of left myself wide open for people to share problems with me. I never really accounted for the amount of people that actually are sharing problems with me. And I've never really been a counselling type, you know, I'm not a counsellor. If I wanted to be a counsellor, then I guess I would have went down that route. But I'm not saying I'm heartless in any way, but because I've actually went through my life with hardships and things, I've dealt with every blow that's came to me, really. I've had to deal with them, but I'm really quite strong for getting through certain things. And when I hear the sad story, I'm sympathetic to the person that's actually sharing the sad story, but at the same time I want to push them in the right direction and say, look, I can't help you unless you help yourself. You have to help yourself first, like what I did. I can only share my experience of what I've went through, really. So I want stories of their struggles, yes, but I want to know how they overcame it, because that's what people want to hear. That is the secret, and this is why I'm doing it, so as we can all share, and then it will help other people. 8 o'clock on a Wednesday night for Facebook Live, no matter where I am. So even if I'm abroad on my holidays, then I'm still doing Facebook Live regardless. You know, I'm committed that's what I do. And sometimes some of my friends will say, oh my goodness, what's she doing? You're on holiday, or even my family, you're on holidays, you're not going on that camera again. But I'm committed to doing that, and that's what I'm doing now, so that's just part of me. Anywhere.
What's that?
Well, I think now I've just got into a bit of a habit, you know, like I don't really worry too much about what anybody else is doing.
Yeah.
If I've got something to say then, which is different from what I was maybe when I was younger. And that's just became apparent. I just go into, if I'm in a bar or whatever, I just lose myself in chatting to the phone, chatting to the people.
Yeah.
And I see people, well, I used to see people looking at me funny.
Right.
Now I don't really notice them.
Right.
But I've noticed that, like when I've been getting filmed, people have been saying, did you notice the people that were staring? I've got my light on and everybody's just wondering what am I doing. And I don't notice it now. So I would probably go to bars, I'll go to here, you know, I'll just walk along the streets and virtually anywhere really, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't mind. But my main interest at the moment is because I'm so passionate about film that I love to watch the films and I love to talk about the films. It's not just the cinema you're getting here, it's a real experience and a real cultural, multicultural experience. I love it here because I just feel that it's not just a film, it's older fashioned cinema as well. I love the old classic films, you know, you get a chance to see all the old fashioned ones, like what you were brought up with, you know, when you were young. Like, I loved in fact I've watched a Humphrey Bogart film in here, and I've watched a James Cagney film, and you know, it just takes you back. Sometimes I come myself. I'll come in and find it so relaxing just to sit in the cinema. There's no noisy popcorn and all that. People are coming for the actual cinema because they're real cinema buffs. They're not really coming to eat. Hence why we're sitting here. Have a drink. You can have a drink here afterwards. You can have a nice meal in here and then go and watch the film. I absolutely loved Los Angeles. I just really felt I belonged there. You know, I felt like I should have, like looking back all these years ago, you know, if I had the same tools as we've got now, you know, what would I have been doing then? Like, you know, with social media. I loved it because of that, because people are so positive. The energy was great. I loved going down to Warner Brothers and seeing Humphrey Bogart, James Cagney, and Lauren Bacall and Ingrid Bergman and all the old-fashioned clothes and everything. I just loved that. I did the wee friends. They were asking if you could jump on the couch and take a part as like Rachel, and I jumped on the couch, and so I was Rachel that day. I enjoyed doing that. Good morning, everyone. I am at the Warner Brothers Studios in LA.
We need a Rachel. Come ahead. And your name?
Evelyn.
Evelyn, please have a seat and say your name.
Margaret.
Margaret. All right, let's have a big round of applause for our new cast of friends.
Well, Phoebes, I would make the reservation for 5 because one of us has to stay home and watch Emma. Which one of us should go to dinner?
Oh, Rachel!
My experience of meeting the beautiful Jane Badler from V-Series, she's so down to earth as well. She was just great. She invited me over to the Four Seasons. And, you know, I'm from Scotland. I'm like, I pinch myself. I'm arriving in the car, and then somebody came out to meet me, took me to meet Jane Badler, and we sat outside, had a nice lunch, and just chatting. It was great, you know. We got on so well. Joan Collins, I'd like to interview her, I'd like to interview a real mixture of all the old timers. How amazing would it be just to sit, funnily enough, I asked Jane Badler who she would have at her table, her dinner table. And Meryl Streep, you know, oh God, Helen Mirren. All these beautiful, really inspirational women. And how amazing would it be? For me to do that, I would be in heaven, that would be me, you know. And throw Robert De Niro in. Yeah, so I'm just really wanting to encourage people to express their stories and come and sit beside me on my couches in my new studios. I've got all these apartments, you know, in the city centre. So now I've used them as my studios, and it's amazing because I can invite people. I just want to continue with that. I want to meet interesting, creative people. I want people to actually hear their story, and then that's going to give people good value. And, you know, it's, for me, I just love a story. Everybody loves a story. So really, that's my ultimate goal, is set up my studio, see where it goes. You know, you never know how big it's going to grow. I'm going to create something, and it's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. That's what I see. It's my vision.
Edinburgh, Hollywood, the world.
Edinburgh, Hollywood, who knows?